Hello there, I'm Lyndon Thorpe. Welcome to Mindful Moments. The birds are moving away. I'm here every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday to help you lay down the foundation of mindfulness to sustain your busy life. Yes, I'm so disturbed by all the people who are burnt out and have various negative syndromes that are appearing every day. It's so worrying. But the whole point is that you will burn out if you depend only on the small organ between your ears, your mind, we call it. This is not your mind. And so today I want to take you out of that place into your inner zone. And we're going to cut out the visual field, and we're going to really experience something very different. Okay. Now, there are one or two rules before we get started, not rules, but guidelines. It's a really good thing to have a vertical spine. So if you're sitting, that's fine, but make sure you're not leaning if possible. Of course, if you're injured or weak or something, then please lean. Being comfortable is the most important thing. And so, let your spine be vertical. Let the crown of your head go up into the sky, the base of your spine down into your seat. And if you're standing, that's also great, a great position. Make sure the soles of your feet are flat on the floor and your feet are hip width apart. And make sure you're standing tall, crown of your head going up, soles of your feet going down. Okay, that's the best way to get the best benefit from this. And in a moment, I'll ring the bell so that we can start. And when you detect the vibrations of this bell, please just allow your eyelids to drop, but don't close your eyes entirely, because I need you to be aware. Yeah, mindfulness, contrary to what you may have been taught, is about heightened awareness. We're not sleeping, although once you've heightened your awareness and you've visited your inner zone, then you will feel more relaxed. You'll probably feel superb. Okay, so let's get started. Please allow your eyelids to drop. And just take a moment to make the transfer from the visual field, the buzzing, overstimulating visual field, noisy in more senses than just sound, and here in the inner core, which is quiet and still and non-doing. So this is a non-doing practice. You don't have to do anything. Just follow the sound of my voice, and I will guide you into a wonderful space. Now, as you start to come down into your core, your unique core, nobody else can go there except you and me, because I'm very practiced at guiding people into their inner core as a meditation teacher and a mindful educator. And so, yes, this is really your space, nobody else's, which is wonderful, I think, to know. It's your unique space, and you are the supreme ruler of this space, and I'm honored to visit it with you. Okay, now as you start to come down, and just relax. You'll feel your shoulders relaxing. The first thing also you'll probably be aware of is your breath. Yes, we breathe between 22 and 24,000 times every day, every 24 hours, for 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, even longer years. But we are rarely aware of our breath, which really is our greatest asset. And so here in the inner space, the inner zone, you may become aware of your breath. That's wonderful, because conscious breathing will keep your lungs so healthy, especially if you're getting older. The lungs tend to shrink, like the body does if we don't exercise it properly. And so, yes, by breathing consciously with the in breath and with the out breath, just following the breath, not changing anything, just exactly as it is, just breathe consciously with it. Then by doing this, you're really going to improve your lung health, and that has a knock-on effect for the whole body. So really breathe with your breath. And the second thing you may notice is your tendency to generate images or words as I speak. Now that's nothing bad. We're trained to do it really in the visual field. But here in the invisible field, you don't need to do that. My words will guide you. So please just gently bring yourself away from doing that if it starts to happen. And just focus all of your energy. I need all your mind energy to be focused. Okay, so let's get started. Stage 1. Please channel and intensify all your mind energy. Okay, we're going to use it for a very unusual purpose. Please channel it all into a strong laser beam, bright, hot, okay, and keep focused on that beam, the beam of your unique mind. And I'd like you now to slide that beam slowly, smoothly, outside your immediate environment. So outside your walls, ceilings, roofs, if you're in a car, outside your car, and if you're already outdoors, that's great, as far afield as you can. Okay? And we're going to project this laser beam of your mind as far afield as possible. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 miles if possible. And I'd like you to begin scanning the outer environment with your laser beam, slowly, thoroughly, above, below, to the left, to the right, in front, and behind. And we're scanning for any vibration, no matter how small, no matter how large, in your outer environment. And when you encounter a vibration, resist guessing what it is, naming it in any way. We don't need words or symbols here, as I mentioned. We don't need them. Okay, we want to get below them. We want reality. In the visual world, we need symbols and images to understand the visual world. But here in the invisible world, we don't need them at all. So start to scan, moving systematically, thoroughly through your environment in all directions. And when you encounter a vibration, pause, accept, and move on. Imagine that you are a tiger stalking through a jungle. Every skin pore, every hair follicle is alert. Any vibration represents either the next meal or a threat. And so animals have the skill to use their whole body to scan for vibrations. And detecting vibrations in this way with your whole body from the crown of your head to the tips of your toes will stimulate your vagus nerve. This is the master nerve that coordinates all your inner compasses. And in most civilized people, it's rather dull because we don't really use this whole body listening. But in meditation, we do. So you're listening with your whole body. You're detecting vibrations with your whole body, every single skin pore. So just go on doing that as far afield as you can. We can all do this. I've known tribal peoples who can detect vibrations at 10 miles radius. We have this capability, but we don't use it. This is another kind of mind. We're using the body to survive in the wild, which of course we don't do, but in our imaginations we can do it. So imagine you're a tiger, and in the background always your breath. You're breathing steadily now after just over 10 minutes. You're breathing with your breath consciously, and it's always there to support you every moment, unless you have the bad fortune to have an accident or an illness. So really appreciate that breath, which is your existence. If you didn't have it, if you didn't have oxygen to breathe, you would be dead within 4 minutes. Okay, wonderful. Let's move on to stage 2. Slide that intense power beam of your mind inside your immediate environment, inside your walls and windows and ceilings, inside your car. And if you're outdoors, make a 30-meter radius around you and go right up to that radius and start to scan again. Slowly, systematically, seeking out any vibration above, below, to the left, to the right, in front, and behind, up into your ceilings, down into your corners of the floor, under your furniture, right up to the edge of your interior in your car, right up to the barrier of 30 meters around you if you're outdoors. Scan carefully, illuminating, detecting every single vibration with your whole being, from the crown of your head to the soles of your feet. Remembering that this way of living will stimulate the most important nerve in your whole body, the vagus nerve. It starts in the brain, comes down the sides of the face and neck, down into the chest and down to the gut, and also into the arms. And its principal role is to give feedback to the brain. If your vagus nerve is poorly toned, then you won't get the signals of distress. And this is what's happening to people with burnout. They don't realize they're burnt out until it's too late and the process has started, the damage has been done. And then there's a long road to recovery quite often. So I'm sharing this with you to help you avoid burnout by toning up your vagus nerve. Okay, and always your breath is there in the background, supporting everything you do, every moment. And your lungs in the top part of your chest are remarkable organs. They constantly process the raw oxygen, retain the nutrients, and expel the unwanted components. They're remarkable, relentless. So have a moment's gratitude for your amazing body and its mechanisms too. But all of these things, we can't get attached to them. That's why they're important for our focus. The body is impermanent. It will eventually die, but our spirit will never die. And it's the spirit that is important, more important, really, than anything. So feel a deep sense of gratitude you have had this amazing opportunity to become human. Wonderful. Let's move on to stage 3. Bring your power beam, bright and hot, tremendously powerful now, after nearly 15 minutes. Bring it inside your body, right down to the tips of your toes, and start to scan along the tops of your feet, along the soles of your feet towards the heels, carefully, meticulously illuminating and detecting vibrations, remembering that the body, the bones, the blood, the arteries and so on, they have vibrations. We can't detect them, many of us, but in meditation we can, and certainly tribal peoples can. So, scan carefully, and then move up into your ankle joints and take that heat and light that you're producing with your mind inside the ankle joints. Make space, soften the cartilages, and then let's move on up the legs, lower leg, little by little, scanning slowly, and eventually you'll come to your calf muscles. They're usually hard through overuse or bad posture. So take the heat and light of your mind and soften those muscles. Then move up into your knee joints. Same thing. Take that laser beam inside and make space. These joints work far better if they are spacious and there's no inflammation. And soften the cartilages. Then let's move up into the thigh. If you're standing, then you're going to start to scan upwards, slowly, steadily. If you're sitting, then horizontally, slowly, steadily, really detecting every single vibration, illuminating every single tightness, steadily moving, either up or along. And eventually you encounter the torso. And here at the base of the torso, the base of your spine, is the base chakra. This is a concentration of energy, high-level energy. If we had a heat camera, it would show red here. Okay, so it's very important, especially when you get tired. You probably feel your low back very tired, very aching probably. So we need to charge that up, and let's go up a little further to find the coccyx bones. They are the remnant of a tail when you were a different kind of mammal. Let's scan up those, illuminating them. And then we get into the lumbar spine. These are big chunky bones with a disc separating, a white disc of cartilage separating them. Take the heat and light of your mind into the cartilage, soften it, okay, and it would be even better protection. And let's move up the back of the body now, beyond the pelvis, above the pelvis, and we're going to climb up the spine, behind the intestines, working a way to process your food, and then up past the solar plexus, which is the center of gravity of your body. Then climb up a little further, bone, disc, bone, disc. The bones are getting smaller here. And you'll come to the diaphragm, the breathing muscle. climb up behind the diaphragm, and then eventually we encounter the rib cage. And the rib cage is the place where all the vital organs are protected. And of course, the heart is the most important, and the lungs, second most important. So the heart is a huge organ, bigger than the brain. It emits electromagnetic waves 60% stronger than the brain. The heart is a far more important organ than the brain. Climb up behind the heart, bone, disc, bone, disc. Bones are getting smaller as we climb up, and then eventually you come to the lungs in the top half of the chest. And these are miraculous, flashing away, processing the oxygen so you can live and thrive. Climb up behind your lungs, bone, disc, bone, disc, and eventually you come to the notch on the back of your neck. And from there on upwards, the bones are much smaller, and there's a disc in between them, bone, disc, bone, disc, bone, disc. And eventually the spine disappears inside the skull. Right at the top, near the crown of your head, is the atlas joint. And this is where the skull pivots and balances. Yes, your skull is not attached to your spine. It's held in place by muscles. And there you have it. You have the tremendous length of your spine. You have lengthened your spine by at least 1 centimeter simply with the power of your laser mind. No doing, no stretching, and you feel superb. Crown of the head going up into the heavens, feet, soles of the feet, base of the spine going down into the earth. And when you detect the vibration of my bell, allow your eyelids to float open and gaze gently ahead. Wonderful. And if you feel as good as I do, wow, I'm so glad. And hello, Mohammed. Thank you for commenting. Lovely to have you here, and love to know you are there. Thank you so much. And now you're gazing out into the visual world in a very different way to the way you did when we started. You're lengthened, your breath is deepened, your lungs are working beautifully, and your vagus nerve is starting to tone up. It will take time and regular practice to really get it in good condition, 30 days at least of daily practice. But it's a start, and you're probably feeling superb. So please drop me a comment and tell me how you're feeling. I'd be delighted if you did that. Thanks so much. We have to finish there, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll spend a little bit more energy on the breath. Thanks so much for joining me. Bye for now.